How y'all doing today, guys? Hope y'all are doing good. I just want to figure out what I want to play. I could use this song, but I'll get copyrighted. I'm not gonna play that one. I'll just keep the one that's playing. YouTube is good for handing out copyright strikes, man. Or like copyright claims. Strikes are worse. Usually if you can get a whole bunch of claims, but as long as you don't get no strikes, you're golden. If you get 3 strikes, you out, buddy. But if you get claims, they don't really do nothing. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep it like this. But how you doing, Swagger Boy? How you doing, 3E? How you doing, Coda? W intro. Thank you. I'm using it way more. I used to use it a lot, but then I took it away, and I'm adding it back into the streams now. I did pay for it, so I should use it. I should use it. It'll be smart for me too. But I like it though, and I mixed in some Wizard101 music. Like the person that made it just made the image and the sound effects, but I added the Wizard101 like soundtrack behind it. If you don't know, the song is from one of the gauntlets that it's that dun 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 dun. That's from a Wizard101 combat theme. I just added into the background, but it sounds good. I like it. I also added to like the YouTube videos when I feel like editing, a little fancy. That's why I do it. Probably gonna say hi, doing my gaming stream. Hey Momiji, appreciate you saying hi. Anthony, what's up, bro? What's up? What's up, man? You see, I'm wearing my energy gear. I rarely wear it. Top tier editing? No, it's not. I appreciate the generosity, though. I wish I was good at editing. I'm not the best. Editing is so much, dude. That's the one like bad thing about being like a content creator, I'll say. Ain't gonna lie. That's why I stream most of the time and don't like post videos, because editing is weak. I don't like it, dude. Editing is trash. But I love TikTok editors though. They're goated. I could never be a TikTok editor. I could never do it, bro. How do you make them fancy edits? Yeah, I'd just rather die. Like, I can't do it, bro. No, I refuse to. It's too much work, too much time consuming, because first you have to find the clips of whatever you want. Then you got to make it match the beat of any particular song that you want. So if you want it, like, okay, so you want it to match a current trend, for example, I'm gonna pull up a song that's currently trending, right? That's trending on TikTok right now. And you have to make it match this beat. Listen to this. This is trending on TikTok at the moment. TikTok, if you hear, you'll notice TikTok. Those on TikTok right now. Shout out to the TikTok squad. Hope y'all doing good. But this is the current sound trending. On those that's on YouTube watching this right now, you probably heard of it, but this is trending at the moment. Now I thought about making something for this, but I couldn't do it. No. I hope it's not with the lyrics. Is it? It is. I don't want that. Shut it off. Turn it off. Did I put instrumental? I put instrumental. That should work it out. This. Now this has been trending for a minute on TikTok. I love these edits, right? With this song, but I can never do it. Yeah, like the dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And you have to make clips and match up with no, you just heard like probably 20 ticks by now, right? And you have to do those constantly, and you have to make it match up every single time or the video looks whack. I can't do that. And I need a template or something from CapCut to even stand a chance to compete. But that junk's fire. Copyright strike? No. Strikes are terrible, but claims, they aren't that bad. Like claims, you kind of, if you look at a couple of my streams I did already, you probably hear a little bit, some of them kind of muted, so I can get the copyright claim off. But strikes are terrible. You only get 3 strikes and you're done. You're cooked. Channel gets delete though. But yeah, Celia, how you doing? Mia B, how you doing? But yeah, like I shouldn't get in trouble for this sound. If I do, it is what it is. But I love this song, and the TikTok trend for this is crazy, dude. It's wild. But you know, chat, apparently today they had like a KI live. I don't know if we should react to it or not. Should we react to the KI Live today? They had one for Wiz. I don't know, dude. Is it on YouTube? They posted on YouTube? I feel like they went live on YouTube with it. If not, I had to go to their Twitch. It is on YouTube. There it is. 2 hours ago. I don't know if anybody watched it. I missed the KI Live today. I was busy playing Star Rail. I could probably show it during stream. TikTok, I could probably show it for y'all too. It's probably gonna be a little, it's gonna look a little weird because the TikTok vertical screen is just like this. That joint's small, homie. Crazy work. Just drove 7 hours to Chicago for a wedding. How are you? I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good still, yeah. Hope the wedding goes smoothly. If we don't know what they went over. I think they went over a couple more of the shadow things because, you know, a little bit of speculation's been going around ever since they released the whole new shadow revamp. So we're gonna try to play it, bro. Hold on, let me just fix up my setup a little bit because I wasn't really planning on doing this. So let me just get this set up right for y'all. And we're gonna play it while I play some Beast Moon. It'll be in the background, you know what I mean? Do I still have the cropped thing though for like YouTube videos? I kind of do. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay. How'd that look, YouTube? YouTube, that don't look too bad, right? Let me know on the YouTube front. Let me know what y'all think of that. Let me know if that looks bad or not. I know it's a little, looks a tiny bit weird. I could adjust it a little bit. But I think it's big enough, right? It's big enough for you guys? I think it should be good. Cause we really just gonna be listening to it, you know what I mean? But let me know, YouTube, do it look good for y'all? And make sure y'all like the stream. If you're on YouTube or TikTok, keep smashing that like button. I really appreciate it. Especially if you're on TikTok, keep tapping that like button. Apparently, there's a membership deal for Wizard and Pirate. It's 50% off your first membership. So if you never had membership before for Wiz or Pirate, you get 50% off. So it'll be like $5 instead of $10. Crazy still, bro. Not being in a throuple with the couch potatoes couple. Hey, you know what I mean? They owe me rent. Arms around everything. Chilling with the couch potatoes. All right, so that should be good. We just gonna do that. Now pause the music. Let me try to get y'all right on TikTok, bro. Try to get y'all right. Y'all right. How'd that look? That look weird? I can't tell. Did that look okay for y'all, TikTok? Is that like an okay angle? Like, I know I'm like kind of smashed, like kind of meshed with it, but I feel like it's fine. I'm gonna get rid of that like counter though. Unless I just put it here. I'll just put it on the other side, like right here. That's fine. The sub counter. All right. Now this is the KI Live. It says Shadow Packs Q&A Part 2. If you don't know what really happened Part 1, they kind of just explain a couple of the spells and stuff that they're changing with Shadow Magic and kind of gonna change the whole system of Shadow Magic. It's gonna make it seem like a contract now between you and the shadow creature. Instead of like having that kind of thing floating around, it's kind of gonna be different. So now it will be more clear on what the shadow spells like and don't like. Because if you use Shadow Magic before, when you had the thing circling around you, depending on what you did, the circle will get smaller or will get bigger, right? If it got bigger, that means you did something that it usually didn't like how you had Shadow Strike, and you use that spell. If you would heal yourself, the ball would get bigger. Or if you shielded, the ball would get bigger. But if you didn't attack, the ball would get smaller. Or if you bladed, the ball would get smaller. That usually meant likes and dislikes between what you were doing. And if the ball was small enough, you get no damage back. Or if the ball was big enough, it would do way more damage to you and could possibly kill you. So that's how it worked before. I think they're going to revamp that system a little bit now. So it's going to work a little bit differently. It's going to be seen more as a contract. So we're going to see what they're going to talk about this time with it. Hopefully it's a good live. We're just gonna check it out. You know what I mean? This is my first time seeing it with you guys. I just thought about we just listen to it as I play through Beast Moon and play a little bit of Wiz. But let me know if it sounds a little weird or anything happens, but let's go, bro. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello everyone, welcome to another developer live stream. Today with us we have myself, Storebringer.
They sound low. And I'm like maxed out for them.
Yeah, Go ahead, Artie and Ben. One of you guys choose who to intro.
Let me know how it sounds for you guys. I know they sound a little low, but I'm trying to boost it up for real.
Yeah, we're live.
Dun, 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 dun. Is it worth starting on Xbox all over again for the game preview? Yeah, but I think it's about to end soon. They're about to be on the last phase. This is the last phase of their end for the Xbox preview. They're about to end it soon. Cause they just left out that message like today. But yeah, you can still try it out. Like, I think it's free membership for Xbox, so why not?
It says already and better muted.
Oh, yeah.
In with the Wiz community on my birthday.
Oh wow.
You know, that's pretty good.
It's okay, guys. It's the typical. We'll have one technical issue per stream.
Now they can hear him.
Dude, y'all need more comfortable chairs in the streaming room. That looks sad.
The audios are cooked.
So Adam looks really uncomfortable.
For some reason, my chair is slanted forward. I don't know why.
Wiz will go hard on mobile. Low key. How you doing, Frenzy, bro? Yeah, we're gonna just listen to the live as it's happening. Since I know it went on earlier.
Okay, they can hear the Discord now, but it's much louder than the live stream. So wherever your volume slider is on the Discord, maybe turn it down a little bit.
Oh, we just started. We're like 3 minutes in.
You can mumble as usual.
I never understood the AwesomeTheSauce streamer app.
It's like their volume is low, but then like Ratbeards and them is fine. Cause like it seem like they're far from the microphone.
They're saying the two on the bottom are very quiet. I don't know who's at the bottom. I guess that's us.
Wizard101.
I am Ratbeard, the lead design.
I'm Artie Rogers, the game director.
All right. And today we're going to be doing a Q&A about Shadow Pack. So we had the initial Shadow Pack stream. We've been watching all the community feedback, and we figured you guys had some questions, and we'd go ahead and answer them. So if you guys want to start dropping questions now, we'll start answering them. If not, we have another example of a shadow spell to show you, which will be, I know you guys saw Glowbugs last time, so we have Rusalka this time. So
Oh, my bad. What's up? Oh, wait. Who is anybody here? They are. Okay. How you doing, Gav? We're in the same match. Nice. They are good content creators. I don't know why they so far, but it is what it is. Do you got a hit?
first we'll see if you guys have any questions, and if not, we'll go for Rusalka.
You know, they're just when can you see what's on?
What if we saw the teaser first? They want the teaser first. All right, Emma, go ahead. Show them the teaser first. All right.
The heck is that?
Is the image clear enough for them?
You're probably gonna zoom in.
Wait, Ben, didn't you have a list of concerns from the community that we talked about the other day?
Did?
Yeah. First, let's go over the teaser.
Fine, whatever. Man, it's my birthday. Should be able to do it.
Yeah, Artie, you guys could get all the Artie Rambles. It's his birthday, so. On the left, you see Rusalka is currently at in the live game, and then on the top right is Rusalka. It's non-fused form, both the Pat A and the Pat B, and then on the bottom right is it with its fusion form. And as you can see in standard, Rusalka does significantly more damage than it does now. And then you also, and that Pat is advanced band, and then you can see on the bottom right, on the right hand side, that's the Pat B of Rusalka.
Yeah, they can't see it.
They can't see it.
Can you zoom in at all on that?
Too blurry, you're saying?
Hey, that helps.
A little bit more.
Without saying
Like to join live.
Yeah. Adam with the psychic in hand.
Okay, hold on, chat. Dang, they're doing blurry. Is it doing 9 and 1080p? It is. Great.
A psychic
Yeah, it is. It's just cooked. I probably just gotta find a picture on Twitter, bro. Right. Do a flip, crazy. Oh, do a flip. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll post it afterwards on socials.
Do you remember what those numbers are off the top of your head?
Okay, I'll just look it up, chat.
1945 on the bottom pad, standard, but the other one's off the top of my head though.
Did you say 1,945 damage?
Yes, I did.
That's a lot, Dom.
That is a lot of damage.
Terrible, terrible damage.
They can't read it. I could probably just go to Teams and get another image and come back. Adam, entertain them.
I have Teams on my phone. I could also do this.
Oh, okay. If you have it on your
Run, you go. All right. So while Dominic's fetching a new picture, you know, we could go and do the Fantastic Fight Fest for the day.
No, brother.
Who doesn't know?
Oh, jeez. All right. Audio for them is very low, and also for some reason hearing double audio with them. I don't know, it's just me. Let me know how y'all sound. Like if it sounds weird for anybody else. But it is low. Like they're low down here. Like it's even hard for me to hear them. Like the ones that's sitting down there. I think Stormbringer and somebody else. But I can hear like Ratbeard in them. It just it's hard for me to balance it out because Ratbeard in them up here is like so loud and so clear, and that when I try to boost my audio for like them at the bottom when I try to boost the ones at the bottom, it super amplifies the one at the top. So it's hard for me to break the balance between the two. Hopefully they bring the microphone closer as the stream goes on.
Fantastic Fight Fest, as Emma's about to do, and then you clicked on the little button in the bottom middle. You can join immediately, or you can teleport to the event or the kiosk. It's a one-stop shop of sorts. When you click join team, you'll get randomly assigned to a group with 3 other people, and it'll be where is it today? Is this Safaria? Yeah, this looks like Safaria.
You gotta hurry the spiral. I'm bullcrapping now.
Sigil. It's Emma Stardust.
Dun dun.
That's quite
I've heard of a lot of 7-card decks. I haven't seen a 2-card deck. You really...
Nice. That might be all we need.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been seeing like the first AoE hasn't been enough today. I did mine much earlier, so I'm glad that Emma still can.
I haven't done mine at all yet. Today, that is. Can we see some non-storm spells? I think we're showing the storm spells because they show the most dramatic damage increase, I think, so.
Yeah, I think they unlocked Wave 3 on Wednesday. So we're already halfway through Wave 3, almost to Wave 4. So everybody's been tearing through this. Get everybody you know. Tell them to do Fight Fest. I've been yelling at everybody in the office. Trying to help you guys out.
I can't remember if I posted this online or not, but I will talk about it briefly. So every time that we met about the Fantastic Fight Fest, we always said we're going to get it wrong, right? Because we have to make a lot of assumptions about this, and so we were prepared to make mistakes, and so in terms of how the event is structured. So folks should be relieved a bit that we're watching the feedback. We always knew we would have to watch the feedback and make corrections. But in looking at Roberto's model, you guys have always been really close to on track. And so given the number of things that we had to make assumptions about, I mean, it was data driven, right? So we looked at all the accounts. We know how many accounts were low level, how many accounts were high level, how many people play on how many accounts per day. So we took all that into consideration before we started making our assumptions in terms of participation. And throughout, you guys have never been off by more than about 25% participation. In other words, if you participated about 25% more, in other words, instead of having, let me do the math right, instead of having 4 people participating, you had 5 people, just a little bit more, you'd be on track to beat it. So you're actually not that far behind, relatively speaking, and which is nice. I mean, you know, as I said, we expect it to be wrong, but to actually be as close as we are, I think is pretty nice. And it's always been doable. And I did say early on that if everybody who was playing got one more person to play, which, by the way, as a community event, that is the point. one of the things that we're testing, I would say the main thing we're testing, is to see if this community is able to rally around an event and get people who aren't playing to play. Right? It's that simple. Tell your friends to play, get them to play. That's what we're testing. So if you're able to get some friends to come back and play, you'll certainly get through the whole event, because you'll go double as much as we were anticipating, as opposed to just needing a little bit more. So it's very doable. I think the community will probably do it.
Oh, and someone just said that there are people that are having issues, like their friends don't want to play, they don't want to get the membership. Well, they won't have an excuse this weekend, because I'm not saying Wizard City's going to show up in the next few days, but it might be Wizard City in the next couple of days, and they don't have that excuse on the beginning of the next few days. I don't know which one.
So they kind of just confirmed like there's gonna be a member, like there's already a sell on membership for your first month, right? Which I don't really mind. I don't really like that deal too much. Like, it's like your first ever membership deal is half off. Well, I think it should just be membership half off, like just across the board. Not like your first ever free month for the not just your first ever free month on the account. It's kind of weird to me, but it sounds like they're gonna have a free Wizard City for a bit, which I guess is nice. You know, I think the game should be free out with a Crackatopia. This is my personal idea, right? Cause I talked to Tappy before, and we agree like around like Crackatopia is appropriate time. All of Arc 1 is too much in my opinion, but that's a story for a whole nother day. That's a whole different conversation. But when they pull up the pictures again, I'm gonna go through the picture and see how they found a better quality one. They're just gonna go over after I guess he's done talking. Super bad pulls right now, jeez. But yeah, all right. But it sounds like we're about to have free membership for a little bit, at least for Wizard City. Free Wizard City and probably free Skull Island. I would expect the Power 101 to free something, not free Skull Island, but a free thing for pirates, especially since the new update. I'm sorry, in my opinion, I think they should have done that. But I don't know. I guess they need the money to rack in though. Generally, I don't know why they don't just add points for any assistance at any given area. I'm giving low-level players opportunity to get points each week. What I noticed was if it's a particular world that you don't have unlocked yet, you can't quest there. Is one thing I've noticed.
Wait, I thought it was in a free zone anyway.
It is in a free zone, but and yeah, that's actually a good point, Barty. Like, I got so blinded by the comment that I forgot. Everybody can do the Fight Fest on the day that it's featured. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can do the kiosk. They certainly do the event queue every day.
Yes, you can do the kiosk. You're right. When I tried to do that on a certain character, like my Fire and Ice character, and I think the world that it wanted me to go to was Avalon, and he's still in Celestia, and I couldn't get the points for the particular Avalon area when I had to go to the kiosk for team up. I think it should be kind of switched for that, so where you can access any kind of world that's given at that time. You know, like you don't got to show all the worlds that they don't have unlocked, but just that particular feature world should be unlocked for them to go and get those points in, because you're kind of asking them to get those points. So they should be able to go out and get those points and not have it be blocked from them.
No, you can't do the kiosk, but you can do the event queue, and then you, I mean, I don't know if everybody's picking up the daily either. Like, you don't even have to run, you can get some currency just by showing up, right?
Yeah, like,
I mean, if just wanted the t-shirt, you could get it just from the free coins, I think.
yeah, I actually don't have a character that's max level, but I do have 2 characters I can participate on, and I've just been doing the event queue every day, and on the days when I can do the kiosk, I do those as well. It's been a lot of fun, especially because I was one of the people that was stuck on a dungeon, more just like, I was like, this is gonna take a while, I'll get to it when I get to it. And the Fight Fest let me just get help throughout all the dungeons I was kind of stuck on, which was really nice.
Batman says the one piece of feedback we've had is that some players don't think the rewards are worth it, and I just say that's a really tough thing for us to modify or drill down on. Right? We absolutely wanted to make sure that we put stuff in there for players to be interested in, but that's so subjective. Like, you know, that's not something that we can dial in really.
Not really, no, because I feel like y'all know what's valuable. You know what I mean? I'm letting you know what's valuable, what people really, y'all have the numbers to see what's like people buy the most and what's not bought the most. That's shown through the crown shop alone. When something not getting bought, one of the devs take them junks smooth out. The numbers ain't hitting, like the Marley Bone Motors. We taking that out, buddy. But we gonna keep the older packs in there though. Them still getting bought. You know what I mean? I get it. Why y'all keep some is to get rid of others. You know what I mean? Because they get bought. Some aren't. Some other things aren't. But you should know what's valuable, what people going for. You know what I mean? Now I just think like most of the gear is weak. You know what I mean? I like the shirt. I bought the shirt. I like the ads off. Certain treasure cards are fine. It's just the mount I don't care for. And y'all should add more styles or maybe add some certain gear that's given through certain packs into the event. And you can kind of scale it based on how many coins you'll need for that certain piece of gear. You know what I mean? Like you can scale it through the coins, the purchase power. Like you'll need 200 coins for this. You'll need 100 coins for that. You know what I mean? Scale it appropriately so they can actually afford it. But make them think like, oh, I'm gonna have to invest in the Fight Fest and actually do this pretty daily and make sure I'm participating in it to get these points. You know what I mean? Make it valuable. You know, make people work hard for it in some sort of sense, but make it more valuable rewards, such as certain packs. I would like if y'all added more packs into it personally. I think having packs, especially like Spellman packs, that would be great. Spellman packs or a certain feature pack, like your latest pack in their event, or the last 2 packs being a reward that you can get will be excellent. You know, than just having some of the bad stuff we got at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see nothing to buy. So if I don't see anything I really want to buy, why should I do it? You know what I mean? Legit copy and paste the loyalty store rewards. Yes, to be honest, we can do that. Now, would I be mad at it? Absolutely not. I would not be mad. I would not be mad at it. It is what it is. I'm gonna taunt first, then blade him. But I wouldn't be mad at it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? They do because every time we mention the gold keys, they talk about the economy of that in Spellements. Yes, yeah, I think they do know. They know. It's just they just don't release certain things. And I feel like you should release certain things, especially when it comes to like certain packs you can put inside there. You know people want packs, you know people want Spellements, you know people want gold keys, you know people want all these different things. Add those rewards in there except for just like this mount that nobody cares about. Add some value into it. Add some packs. You can make the pack like you have to at least pay like 100 coins for it. Make it valuable because they have to farm for this currency anyways. They have to fight for this currency. They have to go out there every single day. And the better rewards, the more people fight for it, and the bigger, the more waves we complete, so more rewards can be given. And you can low-key make it locked by wave 3. Make it locked by wave 3. We will get there. If there's packs, we will get there by wave 3. Trust me, we will do it. We see that pack icon, for sure. We're going to get to wave 3. It'll be just like Helldivers. We're going to get there. Like, the event is such a cool concept, but it's not the best first impression for me. Yes, and I know like they have to scale it, right? I'm giving them grace by them having to scale it. Like this is their first ever like attempt on it, you know? But since they got the feedback, they should know what to give out. You want the mount? I don't want the mount. They can keep that. It's a beetle, and I just, freak it.
I mean, absolutely give us the feedback and stuff that you'd like to see on there, and you know, if or when we do this again, we can make sure that there's more rewards on there. But that's, you know, we thought we picked good stuff that people would want. So, and again, at the very least, I think the ability to grab the T-shirt, which is limited, and you wouldn't be able to get it in any other way or any other time, just to say that you have the unique cosmetic, I think is.
Yeah, that was the thing I was the most interested in getting was the T-shirt. I kind of like plainer looking.
And that's the problem. Why are the devs themselves also saying the only really good thing we got is the T-shirt? Damn. Why? Y'all shouldn't agree with me. Y'all shouldn't. Y'all should be like, we have a whole lot of valuable things. Y'all damn near agreeing with me with the T-shirt. That's all we got. What is we doing? No. Yo. Y'all should not agree with me on saying the t-shirts damn near the only good item we have. Almost 2 devs said, yeah, I want that t-shirt. Not I want the mount now, I want these treasure cards. No, I want that t-shirt, buddy. That's all I want. That's crazy work, chat. That's crazy work. Crazy work. That's crazy work. I don't want them to agree with me. I thought they were gonna go against me. This don't help out the case. Oh my goodness. Bro, what? Have y'all did the daily Fight Fest grind for that t-shirt? I bought it. Can they update the graphics? The graphics are bad. Crazy work, man. And did you get the mount? I ain't getting that mount. The mount's trash. I don't want that mount. That joint weak. What I want a scarab for? What's the point of getting a scarab? For who? For what? What's the point? What's the actual point?
I like the Lich from Liches and Legend. I don't know if I want to walk around looking like him all the time.
You know, so here's these comments are interesting because it's something we struggled with, right? So like basically, we did not want this to be a grindy event, you know. Yeah. We wanted it to be a casual event, you know, to get you and your friends in to kind of do something for 30 minutes, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then, you know, you're kind of done. You move on about your day or doing whatever. The problem is that if we had this issue with like tradable rewards, some of you would know that in Test Realm, some of the rewards were not tradable, and then the currency isn't tradable, and all these things because we didn't want people to feel like they had to play on 7 different wizards or 6 or 7 or however many wizards you have, because we hear the feedback periodically, especially with the kind of the more casually engaged user, that they don't want more. They like having things to do, but they don't want to feel like they have to do them. And so as we add things and add desirable rewards, inevitably it felt like people felt more and more compelled to grind these things for hours a day. And, you know, we didn't want that to fall into that problem. So we originally had a few different sort of capstone rewards, as we call them, but we decided that we didn't want to have those be no trade. Right? Yeah. I don't know where we ended up, but then we ended up.
When we showed on Test Round, we had 3 capstones. We had the apartment, the mount, and the pet. But we didn't want, like, if we offered 3 things, we knew that some people would feel like they had to have all 3 things. And so, you know, to avoid people trying to grind it out, we just picked what we thought was, you know, the mount. I thought was a cool best one. That's what we picked, right? The mount.
Yeah,
the mount.
Yeah.
Beetle. But, you know, we have the other 2 as well. I mean, we started with the apartment. I think the apartment was probably the best capstone, but I think we had early feedback from players saying that they actually didn't prefer the apartment as their top choice.
Wait. Maybe I gotta go back. 'Cause I don't think I interpret that right in my brain. Let me just go back. Let me go back. Before I sound stupid. Wait, did they take away stuff and just leave them out? Because I don't think I understood that right. I'm gonna play it back because I don't think I understood that right. Did they take away the mount in certain items? Because they didn't want people to have all 3? Or something like that? Did I interpret that wrong? I feel like I did. I don't feel like I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I don't feel like I understood that right.
But we didn't want, like, if we offered 3 things, we knew that some people would feel like they had to have all 3 things. And so, you know, to avoid people trying to grind it out, we just picked what we thought was, you know, the mount. I thought was a cool best one. That's what we picked, right? The mount.
Yeah,
the mount.
Yeah.
Beetle. But, you know, we have the other 2 as well. I mean, we started with the apartment. I think the apartment was probably the best capstone, but I think we had early feedback from players saying that they actually didn't prefer the apartment as their top choice. So, Yeah, just sort of to prevent players from feeling like they really had to just over-invest to get all 3 of the capstones. That sort of was the thing that made us hesitant to put them all out there. So, but the assets are made, and so we can always bring them back at a later time.
Yeah, and we weren't sure. Like, some people might appreciate the limit, you know, because they don't want to feel obligated. And it's the same thing with spellments, right? Because spellments are tradable. So it'd be like, if somebody wanted to grind this thing out, you know. Anyway, it just wasn't the intent of the event to be grindy. Not per day, right? You know, we wanted to encourage people for extended engagement, but not a single engagement. So, like, you get the daily. Who's the guy that gives you the currency?
Commander.
Yeah. You get the free daily currency, and then you have a couple of things you can do. Anyway, so
I mean,
that was kind of what we were trying to go for.
Someone said spellements would have gone hard, and that's exactly the problem, right? We don't need to test whether or not players will grind for spellements. We're pretty sure you will.
And look, man.
Wait. So is that why we didn't add spellements? Because they knew we would grind for spellements, and we would use it. We would do Fight Fest to get spellements. I pray I'm wrong on this. Please tell me I'm incorrect. Please. Am I bugging? I'm not understanding this right. I feel like I'm not understanding this right. I'm not. There's 100% spawning and 17 million event points next week, so we complete the event. I don't know. The event's kind of chopped at this point anyways. We only got like, what, 8 more days? Very good.
Someone said spellements would have gone hard, and that's exactly the problem, right?
Anyway, so that was kind of what we were trying to go for.
Someone said spellements would have gone hard, and that's exactly the problem, right? We don't need to test whether or not players will grind for spellements. We're pretty sure you will.
And look, man, like, yeah, we're planning to look at Portal Pro for early next year. So, you know, it was problematic. So they know spellements. People will grind out the event for spellements, but they don't want to add spellements into the event for people to grind it, so more people would do the activity. So they kind of held back on. They took out a good reward or thought of a good reward and not added it in because they know it will boost the activity of that event. Essentially, because they knew they added spellements. There will be a lot of activity. People would have grinded out the event for those spells. People would have done it. So put it in. We would have been at wave 4, wave 5 by now. We would have been at wave 5. What are we doing? I'm lost. Puzzled. I'm so confused. Why? There's so many things could have added of value. I pray September is spectacular for this event. I praise spectacular. Only thing you need to change, the event's fine in my opinion. You can probably add a little bit more to, instead of making it 2 random team ups, make it probably 3 in my opinion. You know what I mean? Get some more points per day. But if I'm just being honest with you, bro, shoot. Adding a couple spellements, probably a couple rare pets if you want. Apartments, stuff that will have high value, so people will grind if they want certain aspects. Like they want a certain apartment, they had to grind it out more to get the apartment. If you want to add a new mount, fine, but just add some things of value. Gold keys, spellements, packs, stuff like that, to where people will go out here and they don't mind grinding out on 7 different characters. They don't mind if that means we're gonna get some packs out here and we can keep buying them joints. They don't care. They don't care. The mount isn't even new. Thank you. Lord have mercy. I decided to take it, put it back on the bench, and then kind of revisit it entirely. Just kind of because weird little problems kept popping up every single time. So it was like, okay, forget it. We're just going to set it back and just give it a full new, a different run on it.
It needed to.
Yeah, but even like Portal Apparel, we were afraid of people burning themselves out on it. And if like Portal Apparel was running for a month or whatever, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so this was just a take on a different type of event. We had the community progress bar already. We just never really felt like we had a good, I guess, concept for how to integrate it. This one felt pretty interesting. Gives people some people an opportunity to see worlds they may not have access to immediately. Some people may not know the extent of the variety of the worlds that Wizard has. So,
oh, brother, honestly, I don't know, bro. I feel like if I say endless, I'm gonna crash out. I don't blame you. I don't blame, because some of the stuff could honestly be avoided. You know what I mean? It seems like they're aware, which is the funny part. Mod, how you doing? What crown pack gear do you recommend for gear at level 60 or 100? I recommend you just fighting, not really spending money, to be honest with you. Cause you can just farm Waterworks or Zigzag for your gear at level 60, and you just fight Darkmoor for your gear at level 100. But if you're really trying to pay for it, I'll say a decent set is like the Professor's Horde pack. But realistically, you don't have to spend money like at level 60 to 100. Like, you really don't need to. You know, it's kind of a waste if you do, just being honest. If you do, that's not a bad pack to go for. It's like the Professor Horde's pack. It's a decent pack. Nice. The gear at tier 4 ain't even good either. Just, man, you know what I mean? It's not like no raid gear locked behind it, bro. It's not like no Shabalba gear locked behind it, man. The Shabalba raid. Now, if it was some raid gear, why not add some raid gear into this joint? If I'm being honest, why not add some raid gear behind this? You know, and you can upscale the price of it, to be honest with you, and make it like wave 3, wave 4, and then you can make it like raid gear. I think that would be a good reward, because some people don't have access to raids. That's a given. Right? Or guilds, that's a given. So you can add some of those gears, so add some of that gear sets into the not Portal Apparel. You can add so much into this Fight Fest event, it's not even funny. You can add so many rewards into here, it's not even funny, bro. I'm being so honest. You can add so much. So much. I'm seeing a lot of the average player audience asking for raid gear, or rather raids as dungeons, rather than the guild exclusively. Yes. The problem is, right, like, you can get raid gear, but it's locked behind a pack. Like, the Fairy Key pack gear is equivalent to the Shabalba raid gear, because I looked up the stats on them too, and because I was curious about getting some of the certain sets from the Shabalba gear, right? And what I found is you can get it without going to a raid. You just gotta pay money, and it's the Fairy Key pack. That gear is equivalent to the Shabalba raid. Just copy and paste it. Now, the different things is the cards, obviously, it's a given. But it shouldn't even be that way either. So, yes, I agree that some of the gear should be either given through special events like this, do the Fight Fest, or any other kind of event you're trying to make. You can upcharge it, though. Don't make it a crazy price to where you dang near gotta spend all your money for one piece of gear. Make it a little bit expensive because it's a harder piece to get, or put it behind a certain wave. Make the community work, and lock it behind like wave 4 if it's like a 170 raid piece. You know what I mean? You can do that because raid gear is really good. It's some of the best of the best. You know what I mean? Now you can lock it behind like wave 4, and that actually give good stats other than this crap. Being honest here. The problem with the couch potatoes is space and needs to mention the energy and don't even understand the EMPs. Even magma Ps, they require medium plots, and the space should not be that much of an issue, especially with 69 plot. Yeah. If you are a crowns player, however, you need 2 or 3 at most. Double gardening helps a ton. Member benefit elixirs would be nice too. Yes. Ooh, that would be great. Now you can really charge for that joint. Ain't gonna lie. But to even do this event, you low-key need membership. To even do this event. I'm just gonna be honest with you. To get access to this event, you need to be a member. For what I understand. You can't go to these worlds because they're locked behind the paywall. Like, you can't, like, if you try to join team, what I think will happen if you press join team and you don't got membership, and let's say it's in Caramel, you can't go there. unless the only way you can go there is through the Fight Fest event. Like if you have no membership, I feel like you should be able to do that certain fight. It should allow you access to only do that certain fight, and that's it. But if you try to leave that fight and try to roam the world, it will obviously kick you out. So I feel like you should be able to do the event. Hopefully that's how it is already. But you should be able to do the event without membership or needing the cost of membership is on any kind of world. And they should make the membership elixir a thing as well. It's bugged out, but you can't. But the problem is it shouldn't be a bug. It shouldn't be something that happens that's supposed to happen. I don't like the bug issue. A bug means something that's not supposed to happen. That was the whole premise of a bug is. A bug is something that happens in the game that is not meant to be. I want it to be something that's meant to be. You know what I mean?
That felt kind of fun. And then, yeah, it helps to kind of populate team ups. Yeah, encourage people to do team ups on different worlds. It might not get as much attention for people playing through. So anyway, yeah, and the thing is that because I see devs rigging the progress bar. When we started, we said that it can't be that way, right? We can't put our thumb on the scales. It totally undermines the intent. You know, if players get the sense that we're cheating in their favor, then there's no real point, right? Because you'll just say, oh, I don't need to kind of get my friends to play or whatever, because the devs are just going to cheat the bar. So yeah, failure has to be an option, and then we'll have to kind of see how it, succeed or fail. We'll have to see how the community reacts to it. This event was just it was an experiment just to kind of see how the Wiz community reacts to a group challenge. But yeah, we can't cheat it. Otherwise, it would totally undermine the entire point of the event. Anyway, shadow packs.
Yeah.
Perfect transition.
We have a non-blurred image, hopefully.
I'd like to just point out, Emma's already done with her Fight Fest because it only takes that long.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if y'all can really see it that good, so I'll read it out to y'all, right? I know I got it cropped on the screen for you, YouTube and TikTok. So the Rusalka Wrath, it got 2 paths. Top path for path A is 1,410 storm damage and a random storm blade, which is either 15%, 45%, or 60%. That requires 6 pips and 1 shadow pip. Again, that's top path. Bottom path is the same amount of pips, so 6 regular pips and a shadow pip. Now that by the way, top path is usually no PvP, just FYI. That's how it usually goes. We might be cooked here. That's how it usually goes. Top path is no PvP, so you can't bring those spells into the PvP. Only the bottom path is usually allowed for PvP. So the bottom path is this: 855 storm damage and an aura that's chromatic that does 40% outgoing damage for 4 rounds. So, and chromatic usually mean like it goes with your particular school. You know, that what this section here, the front portion is. You know. But that's how I think it was originally. But now they are changing it up. Now, if you look to the right, is what I'm noticing here. They got 6 pips with no shadow, and it says 675 storm damage and a random blade that's 15%, 45%, or 60%. And you can upgrade that particular spell into 645 damage, and it will gambit 3 weaknesses on you. Sorry. It will gamble 3 weaknesses on. It will gamble 3 weaknesses on you for 55 chromatic blades, 55% chromatic blades. All right. Now the bottom path, which requires a shadow pip, is 1,945 storm damage, and it will give a storm blade, which is 15%, 45%, or 60%. And the pact is a weakness on the enemy. So the reason they having a pact thing is kind of like a contract between you and the shadow creature that you're teamed up with when you use the shadow, when you're using shadow magic or shadow enhanced spells, right? So the pact kind of thing is like it will kind of like I think occur or happen is when it says pact, the weakness on the enemy, is that you need to have a weakness on the enemy for it to essentially work, if I'm understanding that correctly. And same thing, you can enhance that spell with going from 1,190 storm damage, and you will get 3 60% chromatic blades. Chromatic means your particular school. And the pact is the same, where you need a weakness on the enemy.
Zoomable now?
They're going to explain it.
That only works when Adam does it.
Yeah.
Can you guys see it better now? Way better.
Almond, do you tell us
Awesome.
if it's screen capturable for content creators? If there's content creators in the chat and you guys feel like you can capture this for your own content, let us know.
Almond said he got it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so as you can see, there's a drastic power increase for the Pat A for Rusalka. And then the Pat B is pretty good too, I think. It does more than the current Rusalka Pat B, and also gives some pretty powerful blades as well.
That's the 1190 that we see in the bottom picture?
Yes. I see one question: how does the spellements work for the 4 Pats? So these will have a full 5 spellements for each Pat. So this is just an example of the tier 1, pretty much. And as Calamity said in the chat, the little red circle is a placeholder for, because we've heard the feedback that, hey, the PvP only symbol, it's not really that appealing, and it's huge on the card, so we're revamping that. So that's a placeholder that signifies this is standard only.
Welcome back, MobiG.
From Link to the Past Ken, will we be able to shadow other spells like Scions? Are you asking if you can train other shadow spells?
No, I think he means enhance with shadow magic. So that's part of the plans moving forward into the future. Or I shouldn't say plans, I should say that's part of the possibilities. By giving us the pact system and allowing us to effectively fuse it with our spells, we can potentially shadow enhance any spell we decide to moving forward in design. So you could see a shadow enhance Firecat or a shadow enhance Storm Owl, which I don't know if that's likely, but you know, it's possible.
Given your reaction to some of the damage values I've heard recently, I don't know about Storm Owl getting shadow enhanced.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too much.
I was recently the fan of
I'm playing Beast Nasrich.
of one of the damage values I heard, but I got overruled.
Oh yeah. So the whole system, pretty much, we looked at the shadow system, decided, hey, we should make the system work in a way that it's extendable so that we could go into the future. Because with the old shadow system, we really felt kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm really bad with words this week.
I was reading chat.
Yeah.
So I was being the
So
worst.
we really felt like decapped in terms of what we could do with the old shadow system.
Handcuff?
Handcuff. There we go. So with this new system, it's much more extendable, so we can do a lot with it in the future. And it also makes more sense with the existing lore of Shadow, and also ties it in nicely. And when we can have thematic tie-ins, that's one of the cool things about Wiz, is that you don't just get the utility of stuff, you also have the thematic tie-ins, you have the spell quests and everything. So that's part of the quote-unquote magic of Wiz. So with the Shadow system, we're hoping to get both those thematic tie-ins and to be able to create a system that's extendable in the future, so we don't just have to abandon Shadow Pips, you can see future Shadow spells as well.
Yeah, that was yeah, because we liked the Arc 2 story, and we liked the Shadow lore, and we didn't understand why it wasn't sort of consistently, or we didn't understand why Shadow Pips weren't manifesting in the game consistent with how they were described originally. And it just felt kind of weird. And, you know, we have been mindful to try to get mechanics to be lore integrated, like weaving and fusion and arch mastery and these different things that, you know, we're adding.
All right. I gotta say something about that. I like the shadow concept, but it needs something. But they need to do something about the deck RNG. We can't be using 7-pip decks as a meta. We need a way to manipulate our hands better, especially because it follows the weaving concept and everything is a transmute for combos like Freezing Centaur, Need a Centaur, and Evil Snowman card to combine. A lot of reasons people don't tend to pack them is because the deck clogging as one of the spells might not be as appealing. But shadow pips should be a selectable pip, like a school pip based on the Archmaster, and remove shadow stats entirely. I don't know. I agree with like 95% of what you just said. And like my thing here, right, is like I appreciate them for trying to integrate it lore wise. Because one thing, I'm a lore head, bro. So like I love anything that's dealing with lore. And the whole premise of shadow magic and the whole like corruption of shadow magic and all that fun stuff that was happening in Chrysalis, like I love that storyline, and I love how we had to take that as the wizard and manipulate it into something good. So I really appreciate that aspect of it and not letting it like overtake us as the wizard. So I appreciate them trying to change the whole aspect of it, right? But as long as they just make it like it's different, right? They try to make it a good lore thing, but they gotta be careful because you want it to be something good mechanical wise. Like you want to make it a good mechanic to where it's fun to actually use and play. Like yes, like 7 deck cards, like 7 spell decks are like OP. They're the meta. They've been the meta for a long time because people don't want to sit around for ages shuffling through a whole bunch of cards. Now you just gotta make the cards worth it. Like people don't mind adding it in if they just feel like it's worth it. You know what I mean? And one thing that's really rough is the 7-pip AoEs. They're some of the best spells in the game. They're just undefeated. They just always been good. They're so good. Use them in level 170 worlds. They're great. You gotta make these spells worth it in the sense of the value of pip and making it okay for just sitting there. You know what I mean? Now I don't really mind shadow pips going on its own time or going off a different meter than like how the Arch Mastery is. I don't mind those being on 2 different wavelengths and those coming up at different times due to how the lore is with shadow magic. These are like going on its own thing because shadow magic is supposed to be like a different entity. You know what I mean? Like the dark side of magic. So I don't mind that separating itself from like the known schools of magic being myth, ice, death, all that stuff, right? So I don't mind that being somewhere else, but it's just a mechanic thing they just got to figure out. And it's not my job to figure it out, it's a job for them to figure it out. And I just hope they find a proper way on doing it. You know what I mean? Kenna, hope I said your name right. I appreciate the tiny diny. Captain 3, hope you said your name right. What's the best advice for farming spellements? You get a pet that has, what is it called? Dang, what is it called, chat? Elemental Retriever. I think Elemental Retriever and Spiritual Retriever, to where every time you open up a chest, you will get like a spellement. You can do some beast move for spellements. So like doing certain events, those give spellements as well. I think also something else that gives spellements, there's spellament packs in the loyalty point store. If you have membership, you can get some packs from there. Like once a month, you get like 3 packs from there. There's cantrip chests and also level scaling. So like an example would be if you go to Chrysalis and go to Morgeth's final dungeon, you can take that elixir or take that scales of judgment or whatever, level scaling or something, scales of judgment or something, not scales of judgment. Like the level scaling thing on the side of her room, touch that, it will lower your level so you can farm any boss in that area in the world of Chrysalis and get certain spellements based on that boss if they drop spellements. You know what I mean? So you can do that as well. But spellements is just going to be a grind just anyways. The only time it's not really a grind is if you're questing in a particular world. But if you're trying to go backwards and get spellements from a different place, it's rough. Like if you're trying to get Arc 2 spellements, so you're like 170 like me, like you know it, you can't get them spellements like that. You got to jump through huddles to lower your level so you have the opportunity to get them. You know what I mean? But you can farm cantrip chests. You're just going to need 2 more people. Mommy G said, find people doing cantrip chest runs on Discord, and it's really helpful. Chat, ain't gonna lie. We might do some spellament farming, homies. I think that'll be a cool thing doing the Discord whenever I got free time, bro. We can go ahead and do that, you know what I mean? Run around some cantrip chests, you know what I mean? I got 4-person mounts, you feel me? So one day I'm chilling, like off stream, we could just, you know what I mean, run around and get a couple of them joints, you feel me? Just chill out. And hopefully probably fight like some bosses too to get some spell elements. I would like to get some King Art spell elements. But it's rough for a pimp, you feel me? It's rough for a player. But it is what it is. Shadow Set, unfortunately, is just too RNG and unreliable. Adding more to it isn't really helpful. Yeah, they just got to tweak with the numbers. And like I said, it's their job for them to figure it out. I just hope they figured out the proper way. You know what I mean? I was farming Stitch Gear and then switching to my last battle to a lower level and still getting points. Oh no, you're still getting spell elements. My bad. I get what you mean. You abbreviated it. But I was like, what the heck? Yo, that joint killed me. But I caught on to it. But yeah. You just gotta use the potion first before. It's because I ran out of text. Yeah, I got you. TikTok be wildin'. That's a long word too. Spell elements. That doesn't take like 10 letters. That just be taking up letters. That'd be eating up character spaces, bruh.
Some things to make Wizards gameplay optionally more interesting. And so, you know, that's one of them. And the shadow ones are the trickiest ones because for a new user, if we preserve the one that isn't more consistent, then it just feels like it just feels weird. And so, and inconsistent based off of what they were just told through the story. So that's why we were like, I don't think we can have a path A in this case. We've just got to, you know, we're just trying to make the gameplay consistent with what the story is.
Right. I'm gonna apply my what did Liam call the RD translator? So pretty much.
Dom translating me.
Yeah.
Oh, this will be good.
Oh, this will be really good. It's like a two-way translation going on over here. So pretty much with the shadow spells, we saw that clearly there was the backlash mechanic. So there was a cost to using a shadow spell. But then with the shadow enhanced spell, there was no cost to it. It didn't really fit with the lore of Shadow. Shadow in the lore is very, you know, Sophia is talking to you and she's telling you about, oh, Shadow's risky. It comes with all this drawback and you have to, you know, you have to be careful when you're using Shadow. And then with the Shadow enhanced spells, you just kind of tack a Shadow pip onto it, but you don't really have any of the other mechanics of the Shadow spell. So that's why we felt like it would be more appropriate to retool the Path A's as well to better fit within the story as well. So that all the spells and the story could like come together and it would make sense logically progressing as a player. And we will have tutorials, so you will be tutorialized on all of this, and it'll be understandable to both new players who are running through the content and to hopefully our old players. Is Shadow Pip rating still fighting against our teammates' Shad rating like Archmaster used to? Do you know the details of the PvE Shadow generation, Ben, if that's comparing against teammates?
Well, it's slated for me.
Ben used to. Do you know the details of the PvE Shadow generation, Ben, if that's comparing against teammates?
Well, it's slated for me personally to look at actually, but there's some things that I'm waiting for from the tech side. Before the things I would like to do to it are going to take tech to look at first. So I'm kind of waiting for those to see if we get those through or when we get those through. But some of the response that I've seen from players about how Shad is working in PvE just have me concerned. I need to look under the hood, basically. It doesn't feel like the engine is running the way that it should, and so I need to pop the hood and take a look at it. But I'm just waiting for the right tools from the tech side that I plan to use when I get under there. So we will look at it. Players are saying it's very, very swingy in PvE, and it might be related to some changes that we made that deviated from the original design. So although I can go back and I can look at the design documentation for it, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that what's happening in the code is in that original documentation. That's kind of my concern, because there might have been some changes that we made early on to player feedback that drifted away from that. So it needs to be looked at, and it will be looked at. But whether or not I'll have the tools to fix it is still TBD. I think I will. I hope I will. But that's really all I can do is ask politely, and then we'll see how that. It's on the stack. We'll see how it goes.
I saw another question. What was are the Shadow Fuse spells going to have different card backgrounds similar to the Weaving Fusions? And I think we're pretty much synced up on we would like to get different backgrounds at some point. Me personally, I'd like the background to be a little bit different than the Weaving background because it's not technically weaving. Like you don't have to have any secondary school investment in order to utilize these spells. But I think we all agree that it would be nice to have a different background to signify to the players, like, hey, this is a Fuse Shadow spell.
Yeah, are we, see a question where the spells that are currently shadow enhanced, as we remove the shadow pip from them, we're not changing the basic effects, right? Like we're keeping it the same, we're just balancing it as if it didn't have a shadow pip, because it won't.
I don't know if that applies in all cases. I would have to check Tatzelworm because Tatzelworm has the like confusion effect. I think in most cases we try to keep the original effect, but I don't know if it applies in all. We'd have to check.
Yeah, we tried as much as we could. I do remember that was Cam's goal.
All right, waiting for some more questions.
I did see someone ask for more spells. I think all we had today was Rusalka, right?
Yep, that's all we had for today. But
Freak, you mean that's all we have for today? You got a whole 30 minutes, bucko. What are we doing here? I've done all the free stuff. Do I get the membership to keep playing? Yes. And the membership is worth it. If you never paid for membership before, there's actually a deal going on right now to where it's like half off. So that's a plus for you, bro.
as we enter teaser season, I assume we'll have more teasers. No promises, but likely.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of
When is teaser season?
spells. Teaser season. Yeah, when is teaser season?
I feel like last time teaser season started when Cam decided to start teasing things.
I'm sure marketing has an actual
I guess
teaser
it's
season.
teaser
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. Where we decide teaser season, that'd be funny.
Yeah, the correct answer is when marketing tells us it is, but
Yeah.
There is some design only stuff we can tease that won't like intersect with marketing, but also we don't want to tease something that marketing has a huge plan for and then just like ruin the momentum there. Do y'all plan on adding a shadow weaving tree for Darkmoor? I don't know if we can answer that.
Oh, shoot.
It doesn't make as much sense.
They got me clicking wrong buttons and crap, bro. A shadow weaving tree for Darkmoor, broski. A shadow weaving tree for Darkmoor. Oh, there might be something for... Oh, shoot. Yo, there might be something for Darkmoor, bro. Darkmoor might go a little stupid. I'm expecting Darkmoor to be a crazy world, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Am I hyped for Darkmoor? Absolutely. Darkmoor about to be fire. What's up, Seth, bro? Shadow weaving? Hilarious. Well, no, the shadow tree is in Chrysalis, though. So how would shadow weaving work? I guess there's technically multiple trees. That was proven through Selenopolis. So they can have a shadow tree in Darkmoor. Because I was about to say there's already a shadow tree. But like as we seen through Selenopolis, there's multiple school trees. Like ours in our world is not the only one. And there was also some in Dragonspire. So yeah, it's possible.
It's like shadow. It's different than the 7. You know?
Well, that's a big question. That's a hardy question now. That
Oh,
paragraph.
the one for
Oh my gosh.
Punch Chappie 4.
Yeah, who wants to? Does somebody want to read it all? I mean, I can.
It feels like an hardy question.
It feels like a game director question.
Really? Give me the gist of it. What's the long-term strategy for the longevity of the game?
Yeah, there you go.
What's the philosophy? I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's not a Wait, why? It's a difficult question because there's a lot of different approaches that you have because Wizard has a lot of different.
No, I was about to crash out because I thought that was a weakness, but it's just a health weakness thing. It don't really matter. But I feel like it's not a really hard question. But the way you keep up the longevity of the game is listening to the community. Keep trying to adapt. That's all. Like I feel like, am I overthinking it or am I bugging? I feel like it's kind of a simple question. Like it's not like you can give a deep answer if you want to, but I feel like it's not one that really warrants a really deep question. Like just listening to the community, listening to y'all. You know what I mean? Adapting to the changes. Keep making good content for you, and that's what you do. Give like a YouTube answer. YouTuber, content creator answer. We do. You know what I mean? Easy work. Just saying, I don't know. Freak. Like, don't do this to me. That's all I got. Don't do this to me, please. Come on, dude. But yeah, I feel like it's not a really hard question. It's easy. I don't know. You could have answered this way earlier. It's like the question of asking about one cantrip chest, and bro went, well, we'll see. Yo, what's up, Anthony? How you doing, bro? Oh, we still got 40 minutes to go. Yeah, and they said they're done with teasers. Which is fine if you're done with teasers. I just hope the questions are good. That's my only thing. Like if this was the answer, just don't bother answering. Good, how are you, man? We doing all right. We doing all right, man. Hope you're doing good, bro.
Distinctive sub-communities that can grow. I think we were taking steps to support the community and social type folks with friendly player, quest friend finder, guilds, adventure parties, different things like that to allow people to maybe experience the social aspect of an MMO differently than in other MMOs.
Yo, what's up, John Vap? Appreciate you, John Vap. Shout out to John Vap, bro, for the $10 bomb. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, John Vap. Thank you, bro. He said, what's up, Speedster? What's college? I don't know. That was a great. You was there for that discussion yesterday, wasn't you? That was crazy in that group chat. That was wild. Hope you don't get. Why did you run in first? Oh my gosh, bro. Y'all about to see the elf die. Because we just run in zero hesitation, zero lock-in power. It is what it is. But John, I really appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Alex, how you doing? Blade Elf. You don't got nothing good, sir? I guess not. But why? You know what? They got it. I ain't about to crash out on a wizard game.
Then advanced.
Hazy, I appreciate the heart me on TikTok. Thank you.
When Ben and I first were kind of looking at things, we were like, well, Wizards combat doesn't mid to late game doesn't really resemble a CCG, and if people come here expecting an MMO CCG, they might be disappointed by how it trends. So then we were like, okay, well, why don't we try creating a optional game mode to appeal more to folks who enjoy CCGs by kind of integrating some.
What is CCGs? What are we doing here? What is CCGs? And is he still on the same question that I answer within like 10 seconds that he's struggling with? No offense to him. Praise his heart. Oh, training card again. Oh, TCGs. I thought he said CCG. I don't know why I thought he said. Jeez. Oh man. How are you, Hazy? It's a lot going on right now. We're watching The King's Isle live, and they show a little bit of teasers for the new shadow spells and how they're gonna work, and the Fight Fest event. It's a lot going on. We gotta do something. I don't know what we can do. Lord have mercy. It's gonna be rough, dude. We just weather the storm. At this point, bro.
CCG, like
That must have been cooking on Pirate. W.
That's where Advanced came from. And then, there were other things like whether it was Beast Moon to try to add a bit more, to have a optional gameplay mode that was a bit more action oriented, because Wizard's just not that type of game, and we wouldn't want to make the game anything other than what it is at its core. But there are people who are interested in that sort of thing periodically, or even, you know, so we're experimenting.
Liam said, "What's up, man? Love the content. Tuning in from New Zealand." Shout out to Liam. Not Liam's a vibe, but hey, Liam, what's up? Liam's a vibe, but this is a different Liam. Shout out to New Zealand, bro. It's funny because there's another Wiz content creator called Liam's a vibe, so that's funny, man. I probably just clicked the wrong card, by the way, but I feel like we're good because this is still like round 1, right? We're good. I didn't sell completely because we all got blades and we got like, what, 4 minutes on the clock? This is still round 1? Ain't no way this round 1 still. This is. That's crazy.
Larger dungeons and raids. We brought dungeons back and stuff.
Working on the life. Nice working on that life Wiz. Are you doing another match after this one, bro? I should, depending on how long it is, because I was just going to stream as long until the video ended.
Help us back, you know, whether or not you liked or hated the Nightmare Dungeon, it was we're continuing to experiment with different gameplay.
Don't bring up that dungeon to me, please. Don't do it. I got PTSD. Talking about the Nightmare Dungeon. What do you mean the Nightmare Dungeon? That was a nightmare. Because we talking about that Nightmare Dungeon was a nightmare. It was rough out here, buddy. What are y'all two running over here? Okay, y'all can have it. Like, okay. We on wave 2 or 3? I'm confused. No, I'm not. Hold on. No, okay. They almost made me throw.
In Wizard, so that's a direction. And then, of course, like console, it's getting into different platforms. So give us access to new people, different people. So, I don't know. There's a lot of different things.
Liam said, makes me nervous to think about the long-term stability of the game with the devs answerings here. Yo, with the answers here, bro. You see, that's a problem. 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 They're still on the same damn question. Why are they on the same question for 15 minutes? It's an easy question to answer. Let's move on. Bro, the question was, what do y'all plan to do to keep up? You know what I mean? Basically just keep up and keep the game alive. Really easy question. Listen to the community. Keep adding new, fresh content for you guys. Listen to your feedback. See what you'll enjoy. Boom, done. We don't need a philosophy answer, low key. Now I mean in a disrespectful way. I'm keeping it a buck. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of easy answer to, it's an easy thing. It's an easy question to answer, right? But is this a stall time? Maybe.
I think Artie's hesitation was that we're doing so much he wasn't quite sure how to approach the question first, right? I mean, but I would just say if you want to know what the long-term strategy is, you're kind of looking at it. Again, not to translate Artie, but I can list off the big things that we've been doing recently, as Artie said, trying to find ways to make to change the gameplay to appeal to different kinds of players while still supporting our existing players. Expanding to console is a huge, long-term strategy. That's a big deal. It's taken us a lot of time and resources to get console going. So that's and we are as anxious as you guys. And I say we, I mean we on the design. We're as anxious as you guys are to see that come out. So that's one thing. I'm always curious what players say things like, why don't you guys advertise the game on TV, or just in general, why don't you advertise the game? We do.
Who says advertise the game on TV? Nobody really watches. Realistically, I don't think a lot of people watch TV like that anymore. Everything's like on streaming now. I'm just gonna be honest. Who wants them to advertise on TV? You better say in TikTok ads or TikTok trends like Emma's doing. Emma that handled the social media stuff, like she's doing good. Like just keeping up stuff like that, advertising, you know what I mean, on the social media platforms, you know what I mean, and streams and stuff like that. That's the wave, yeah. Like streaming and social media, like TV. Nobody watches that shit no more, bro. Like it's cooked. We don't really do that method around here. You know what I mean? We don't really do that anymore, bro. How am I gonna die here? That's the real question. Am I really that trash? He got 3 pips. He managed his pips like a level 100, and I'm playing like a level 20. Okay, he passed. Good. And I go first. I can kill him. I can win. Help on moon. I don't need no help, buddy. I'm OP. That sounds egotistical. But watch this. Watch this, buddy. Need help on moon. For who? Help him. Goated.
To advertise the game. It's inside the building. We call it user acquisition. And we have multiple peoples working on user acquisition. So the fact that you don't see it might be related to the fact that user acquisition is fairly targeted these days. But I'm always curious why players say things like, why don't you guys advertise the game on TV? Or just in general, why don't you advertise the game? We do advertise the game. It's inside the building. We call it user acquisition. And we have multiple peoples working on user acquisition. So the fact that you don't see it might be related to the fact that user acquisition is fairly targeted these days. And if you're already a player, you're not likely to see it. We wouldn't want to be spending money to put ads in your face if you're already playing, I think.
What do they mean, user acquisition? Like, what? I'm confused. What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean? Like, that don't mean TV, right? Like, what do they mean by that? Do they mean like they're advertising on older websites, or just having pop-ups, or what? What does that mean? Hold on. I want to actually understand them. Let me change this. What's it called? User acquisition? Let me type in examples of user acquisition. Includes influencer marketing, where popular figures promote a product to their followers, referral programs, where existing users invite new ones in exchange of awards such as Dropbox offerings, extra storage, a paid advertisement like Google ads or Facebook ads, stuff like that. Okay, so they're kind of doing it. Probably just not as efficiently. Probably just not as efficiently. Unfortunately. Oh no, I should have stunned. Oh no, we're cooked. We're cooked. Like sports websites, to watch sports and end up spamming you with the ads sometimes. Yeah, they're like pop-ups. Yeah. Advertising into retirement homes. That or when watching anime, it comes out as a pop-up. It can also pop up in some odd games. Ad blockers helps out a bit, but something slip how crazy to target ad blockers, like how Genshin does referrals. Okay. I think the wave for honestly promoting is like TikTok, social media stuff. Clips Dojo. Are you still here, bro? Hey, he said, hey, bro, what's the game about? First time seeing it. Are you still here? Hope you're still here. Let me know in the chat if you're still here, bro. I just saw your comment, man. But yeah, social media, the streaming stuff, that's how you can advertise this stuff, man. And try to target high. I feel like it's two things, right? You can probably look. Y'all did it for a little minute. Y'all contacted bigger content creators to play the game or something, advertise it. But if you're gonna do that at the same time, you got to give like free membership at the same time or something to where people actually see it properly. Don't like have the membership block off or the paywall up, but then you want these big content creators to review it at the same time. That's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Like, I remember they had some big content creators like Wizard101 would be advertised because they give them sponsorships to promote Wizard101, right? But at the same time, it will be like the paywall still be up. So even though, yes, they're influenced by their community to go check it out, they only gonna see it for so long because the paywall's still popping. Like, you kind of want to bring the walls down or at least push it back so then people can actually see it and be like, oh, they're actually right. This game is fire. And then they actually stick with it. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. But he's saying also, like, at the same time, like, people that already play the game, you're most likely not going to see it. Which I don't know. I feel like TikTok's a good way to advertise the game. Just off seeing, like, how I am alone and just, like, seeing how others are. There'd be people in my chat, just like Dojo, who never seen this game before, seen this for the first time, and is interested in it. You know what I mean? And doing certain trends and stuff like that. Like, you have other studios and stuff or other like other studios, other companies hopping on certain trends or popular trends and trying to do those things, you know what I mean, to help stay relevant, whether it's with a certain sound or something. They just try to stay in the loop, you know, and that's the best way to advertise it, you know, which is cool. But this game is called Wizard101 Dojo. Sorry, I'm now answering your question, bro. But this game is Wizard101. It's a MMORPG. It goes up to level 170 at the moment. You create your own wizard, and it's a intense storyline with 4 arcs at the moment, going on to 5 arcs. You train a wizard, you can make friends, and you get these spells that you cast. It has a good PvP and PvE type of community and stance between the two. And has an intense storyline, a great storyline, great combat, which goes turn-based if you enjoy that. And like a trading card game. So I usually play card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. It'll kind of be the same as that, but in the sense of you having to do things like get your own house and explore and make pets, all that fun stuff inside the game as well. It's very massive because it came out since 2008. It demoed in 2008 or beta in 2008 and then officially came out in 2009. But I highly recommend making an account and checking it out. As at this moment, as it's funny because you come here and it's great. I went the wrong portal. Did I? Yes, I did. 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 At this moment, membership is half off for your first ever membership. So I would recommend checking it out, make an account, play through the free trial, and remember that your first ever membership is half off. So you can play through it, man, and have some fun and get like a steal for the membership at the moment because it's lower right now. Now it's ideally $10 a month, but now it's cut down to $5 a month. So you can definitely check it out and have some fun. Yeah, I've been playing this since 2011. So if you have any particular questions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, bro.
I'm not a UA specialist, but we do advertise the game. But it's not on TV because no one watches TV anymore. So that wouldn't make any sense for us. We advertise online. So we do have marketing strategies. We have game design strategies going. We have, product strategies going. So if you want to know what we intend to do in the future, you can look at what we're doing now. Now is designed to build us, to continue in the future. So.
Yeah, like, Ben and I came back, 7 or 8 years ago? And,
2019,
yeah, so we're trying to build a more predictable release cadence. We're trying to build in a better, more predictable annual, release feature sets, for different major releases like raids in the summer. And then we came in and made the event system that would allow us to kind of give people a different experience periodically for different things, whether it's Decathlon or Beast Moon or Rate My Stitch and different things that kind of can highlight the things that make Wizard unique in the MMO landscape, I think. So yeah, and we'll just continue doing that, getting better at, and then like the Fantastic Fight Fest was sort of another way to kind of experiment and giving players a different way to engage with the game. The Aqua Chronicle Pack was a way for us to look at what seemed to be a favorite side world and how could we kind of revise it and re-energize interest in it and things like that. So those are just different things that we do. It's a lot of different things.
Will there be a wand that gives a guaranteed power pip as well as a guaranteed Sharpie pip? I think you mean shadow pip. And will we get that increased shadow damage? So maybe, but that's a lot of power to give immediately. But the root of that question really is, hey, shadow pips are inconsistently spawned, which as Ben alluded to, he's going to be looking into that. So the system will probably improve there. Will we add that? That's kind of like an ever-never question. So those are questions like we can't really answer because we don't know if we'll ever do this or never do this. Right now there isn't a plan to add it, but it's certainly a possibility.
And Sharpie Pip's getting some momentum in the chat.
The Sharpie Pips?
I don't know what a Sharpie Pip would do.
No, I'm pretty sure they meant shadow.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like they should have some now I don't know how much they planned on the gear. They should have. It's already August, so they should have at least a blueprint on what kind of gear they really want to get into or dive into, right? I don't think that's a crazy request. You just gotta look at the numbers and the scaling of it. But I feel like a good bit of gear should be shadow based due to it being dark more, due to the theme of the world. You feel me? So that would kind of make sense. But wands now, I could be wrong, but do wands now already give a shadow pip? Not shadow pip, already give like a power pip? Initially already, I think wands now already give a power pip. I know it sounds crazy as a 170 player, but they should already do that. Start out with a shadow pip. I can see why that could be an issue, because that means like if this is already given both, you could probably already start off with like your 5 pip shadow spell right off the back, and they probably don't want you having that much power when you first start to fight. You know what I mean? They probably don't want that, because I think you can start a fight off with 5 pips, and then if that wand that person was a shadow pip on top of that, you have a shadow pip and 5 pips initially. And depending on how the certain shadow spells will do, you could probably just wipe out in turn 1, which you kind of do already. But I feel like, yeah, they don't want that because that would be too OP. So I see why he said that's a lot. I don't know. Are you streaming this game every day, bro? No, I stream usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I'm thinking about switching the schedule to just Wednesday and Friday. But yeah, I usually have a streaming schedule. The schedule is also on Discord, because we got Discord link in bio where there's a whole bunch of Wizard101 players. And if you wanted to look at any other streams that I got going on, I usually post my streams on YouTube because I'm on YouTube at the same time. Why did he run in first? Oh my goodness. Lord mercy. But yeah, I'm live on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. So you want the horizontal view? You can click. My tongue got tied. You can click the link in the bio to the YouTube channel. Yes, sir. Where I'm going. I do this. I gotta try to pull a good spell. Oh, and MoMeG, I think that's a good collab. It's smart. Xbox and PlayStation, they better get so much money.
Are we gonna plan to revisit Astral Schools? It's been discussed, so like we talked about looking at the Astral Schools in general. Not really sure, you know.
I don't think Astral Schools should be really looked at when this new world drops. Wow. Like, in my opinion, bro, like, right now, they can just focus on Shadow. If I'm just being honest. We got cooked wave 1. Not wave 1, round 1. But, like, I'm being, like, this world should definitely focus on Shadow. And, like, the spells that we got already, the astral spells that we got already, they're pretty good. Like, we're pretty stacked on astral spells. Let me know if I'm bugging, chat. But I think we're pretty good on astral spells. I think we're pretty stacked. Now, I mean, we're pretty good on it. We don't need another, like, damage enhancing spell, because our spells are already pretty strong. We already pretty powerful out here. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really need that. In my opinion, we're pretty stacked, bro. Pretty stacked. He probably already stunning him. Another stun for no reason. Please.
Exactly where we would go with that. Like, I mean, we did revisit auras and sort of tried to expand on those and integrate those more into the spell landscape. And so
we get on the first playthrough. W. Let me know what school you are, bro.
we'll be doing the same for the others. What's that?
And we've talked about polymorphs as well.
Yeah, we talked about polymorphs, and of course we've been talking about minions forever, and we have a plan for minions, you know, and we know how much effort it'll take to kind of get them back on board, back on the menu. We just have to find the right time to do it. But yeah, I'd like to look back at Astral Schools. Also, it was, you know, I don't know, it always felt like there should be some sort of counterpart, right, to the Astrals. I don't know what it'd be. I mean, I'd have to talk to like Anders and those guys, lore-wise.
Counterpart to the Astral Schools? Like, there's nothing that can really go against Astral, because Astral is kind of secondary regardless. It's not like a main school. Like, I don't really think you really need anything to kind of counteract that. Like, you don't have nothing to counteract Shadow. You know what I mean? Because Shadow is its own entity. I think that should be kind of the same for the astral schools. That makes sense. Like, I don't think everything needs like a polar opposite. You know what I mean? I think it's fine.
Because the astrals are centered on the elemental schools.
Yeah, like they enhanced the elemental school, yes. But they're just an enhancement. They're just a buff. Like, I don't... And there's kind of already spelled already that kind of debuff astral on its own. There's still technically astral, like the new spells that can make a damage incoming aura on your enemies if you want to cast an enemy aura and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty fine. I think we just need to focus on shadow at this moment.
We get a PvE spell for Jin and Oni. I know it's on Cam's plans at some point to allow the Jins and Onis and Scions into PvE. I believe it's just going to be a phased implementation. So at some point you should be able to see those in standard combats.
Yeah, there's no way that any of them will smash you for like 15k and anything like that.
Yeah, and if you guys have ideas about like whether topics for streams like this or whatever, just reach out to hey, what's Mickey's handle on Discord?
Oh, community manager Mickey?
Yeah.
Emma, do you know?
What other Mickeys do you know?
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, it's a,
Mickey Mouse?
that's a good question.
There's the
don't know a lot of
Mickey from
Mickeys.
that song from a long, long time ago. He's very fine.
Any plans for my morning streams to come back? Not currently. I'm kind of enjoying instead of dropping the kids off at school in the morning and then coming all the way home and doing a stream and then going all the way back to work. I'm enjoying dropping the kids at school and going to work. I'm really enjoying getting to work early.
Why is it taking 10 years for my team to kill one fire enemy? Why is it taking 10 years? Oh my gosh, please run.
I don't know.
Do it in the
So-
stream room. Just come in the morning and do it in the stream room.
I haven't really thought about that. Maybe I should give that more consideration. That's always an option, but it's nice to because not many people arrive that early in the morning, and so it's nice to have time to, look around at the, Jira tickets and all that stuff without a bunch of noise around. So I kind of just missed the work part of it and not the stream work. So when Artie asked me to please go back to streaming, I'll consider it. But until then. Right now, he's asking me to please work on some Jira tickets, so right now I'll focus on that. So,
I saw a question from Garrett that scrolled up. How are balanced shadow packs going to work? I don't know off the top of my head, but we could look, and that could be a teaser. Because balance doesn't consume stuff, like it can't clear stuff. So he's questioning how the balanced shadow packs will work. So we can that definitely sounds like possibly another teaser for the future. So we'll take a look and get back to you.
We should get Mickey to just do a poll in Discord. Which school do people want to see the most next?
Yeah.
What? Just don't include Storm. That way.
Yeah, Dojo.
Companion rework polls in Power 101, and now they're tired of polls. They're like, don't give us polls anymore. So I don't know. We'll see.
no, we cannot start teaser season today. Sorry.
Are there plans
I don't
to
know.
visit Shadow Forge weapons?
I'm about to ask you that.
I don't think so. Those are Chrysalis only weapons that had almost really high chance of casting a May cast. So we haven't really touched the May cast system outside of like will cast pet talents and stuff like that. So, but the concept of Shadow Forge weapons, like weapons that are enhanced with shadow magic, is really cool. So maybe we could revisit that in the future.
A lot of votes for Catbeard.
Yeah, that's the companion. That's Pirate.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering who the Catbeard of Ben's existence is, because I have to imagine Ratbeard and Catbeard don't get along well.
Who would you consider your Catbeard, Ben?
Good question.
It's just a random one.
How about I won't engage in that one. No, no, thank you.
Will Jewel Blossom ever accommodate higher levels? That would be a product question. So I don't know. You could bother a product guy about it. I don't know if they will.
How does Spellments work with fused and unfused spells?
How does what?
How does Spellments work with fused and unfused spells?
So you're gonna have a Spellman pad for the pad A and then the pad B, and then you can fuse it into, with the specific formula, you can fuse it into that pad of the fusion.
So yeah, it's like when you're in your deck builder, you can switch over to your fusion spells. You can click into that for spell writing, and you will pick which version that when you fuse you get. So if you fuse into path A for spell writing for the fusion spell, when you fuse you'll get path A, and likewise for path B.
Has there ever been plans? Oh, scroll too fast. Repeat that question, person. Sorry, scroll too fast on my screen. I couldn't finish reading it.
Has there ever been plans or ideas to collaborate with other games and content? Is that the one you were asking?
Yeah, I think we did have a collab at some point with another game for the Propeller Cat. Other future collabs would probably be marketing. So, I don't know.
I can just go back to down the bottom.
Yep.
Cave Dog's question. Yeah, the problem was, yeah, when I came here, when Ben and I came back to the project, there was an issue or concern amongst the designers about running out of design space. And you'll kind of see, like, with the last, or the more recent, I guess, magnetic spells, that he was beginning to experiment with what we ended up kind of leaning into, which was modification of board state as a way to expand on design space, because it's a different way to kind of create difficulties without just increasing health and increasing damage, because you end up getting into an arms race with yourself if you're just increasing numbers. And I do think that's probably what happened, and they were trying to alleviate that by just adding a new kind of pip that would just make it so that you could do bigger numbers. And while we'll do that, we'll do bigger numbers just on the leveling and on the gear, but we would like to play around with board state stuff more. Seems more interesting, just a more interesting way to engage with the combat. That's why, like, a lot of the side bosses kind of have cheats and behave differently than your street mobs.
And it's interesting because Wiz as a game doesn't have persistent power progression like a lot of other card games. Like, when you use your pips, you have to rebuild back up your pips. So board state is kind of our way of having some kind of persistent power progression, because as you build up blades, you're heading towards an end state. So being able to play around with those hanging effects and influence the power progression of the game is kind of interesting.
Right, yeah, that's a good point, because Wizard has some interesting aspects to it, like cycling is super freeform. Then there's no persistent power progression, so a match doesn't, and those things go together, of course. A match doesn't simply progress just by moving
That Beast Mode rotted my brain. I'm done with Beast Mode.
forward, because power invested into the match is just lost sometimes, and that's why we felt we needed to move away from simple effect removal, because as you put things on, spend power to put things on the board, and I spend power simply to remove them, it's just momentum, match momentum being lost. And so by kind of,
I might skip forward a little bit, bro. Ain't gonna lie.
In one round. So that's an interesting concept, but we don't have a plan for it right now. Yeah, they want Ron powering over to swap over.
yeah, I guess I see the
That goes into the cinematic variety thing we were talking about, where it is in your standard combats. So we were actually discussing that recently.
From anything that we might want to put into the game, which I think is certainly true. But
yeah, I mean, you know.
Shout out to MobyG for the gifted membership. Shout out to CC. Ooh, she got that badge now. Thank you, MobyG. I appreciate you, MobyG, for the membership. Thank you, thank you. With another one. Ooh, MobyG blessing people out here today. Thank you, MobyG, for giving Jacob, gifting him a membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh. Oh, I gotta open up my thing so a number could count. W, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's game.
Look, I don't think. I mean, from time to time we'll see players say, "Hey, have you guys ever thought about switching to the Unreal Engine to update the graphics?" And I'm like, "Well, the graphics got us here. Right? This is, you know, there's value in the way that Wiz looks. You know, nostalgia value for sure in the way that it looks."
Exactly. I'm tired of all the people with the brain rot saying, why do it look like that? What am I looking at? But they don't complain about any other MMO and how it looks. We ain't gonna sit here and act like Skyrim looked the greatest on the planet. We ain't doing that one. We ain't doing it. We not doing it. We ain't gonna sit here and act like WoW looks amazing. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it. We are not gonna sit here and act like DC Universe Online looks the greatest. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it. But Wiz has a particular style, right? There's a certain art style to Wiz. That's why I look the way it do. I don't get the graphics argument, in my opinion. I don't. Now, I can understand if it looked like this forever. This is what I can understand. Like, let me show you real quick. Now, if it was just looking like this, it didn't work. Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook. There we go. Now, if it looked like this, you got something. I'm gonna let you cook, bro. If the game just looked like this and it's 2025, you would have something. The classic mode. This is nostalgia, though. I said I'd give 2 if y'all won. Oh, thank you. Even though this is a vibe, it is. I see why it's a vibe. But for me, let me go ahead and turn this back off. For me, there we go. Oh, beautiful. You know, so I don't ever want to hear complaints about graphics, ever. FYI.
It does look very different from other games out there, so I'm not sure that necessarily, you know, the facelift kind of aspect of it is something we wouldn't necessarily want to do. Although we did have another question saying, when will we update some more worlds past Crocotopia, which I would like to do. I mean, we do like to do that. So. But even those tend to get contentious. Like, there are players who don't like the Crocotopia graphics update, who don't like the Wizard City graphics update. So
yeah, and you know, with Ravenwood, we're building it in a different engine, and you know, if you've seen teaser shots and stuff, we're using bringing over assets from the game, and so we'll see how players react to it when they see it. Some of the things that are interesting are kind of like dynamic lights and things like that. It's just, there's different things you can do visually, and so, you know, but you know, Skyrim was built on Gabriel. It's just they've invested a lot in like, I guess what I can't remember. It's like a graphical interface layer and blah 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 tech stuff. And they can do other things.
when is the chance that players will have to see Ravenwood, are you?
At PAX. Yeah. So what is that, next week? Yeah, next week. Yeah, Dom's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
PAX next week. Yeah. So that'll be what we're gonna do.
The chat is striking up a new "Keep Dragonspire Ugly" movement.
Oh my gosh, dude! I there's so many different things I like about Dragonspire, but the artists are not a fan of how it looks. I think there's a lot of cool stuff there. So Yeah, you know, game's doing really well. You know, the console's only gonna help. So,
Question is interesting because it goes back to like PvPers going back to like, hey, why don't you just fix balance, or hey, buff storm? And really, as systems designers, we're operating within systems, so we're trying to get the system to work. So we don't really necessarily go like, oh, now it's going to be the storm meta, so let's buff storm, or it's going to be the balance meta, let's nerf balance. So we address the system as a whole. And now as we address the system, of course, problematic spells will pop up, and then we'll take a look at those and readjust them as necessary, but we don't go in there.
I think I said this last time, but the audience is mainly kids and young adults. But wouldn't they find this style of presentation awfully boring? Like watching the cat lives? I'll say kind of no, because like others. No, I'll say no, because if you watch like the Warframe live streams for games like Warframe or DC Universe Online, where their devs do this, it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? And this is not really a KI live at the same time. This is just like a developer live stream, which happen like almost every week. So here are the type of live streams where they shoot these out like probably once a week, and they just sit down with the community and just answer a few questions. Compared to KI live, where they're giving out codes and talking about more things, more juicier subjects. Here, just kind of just sitting down, trying to connect with the community and just talk more, which I appreciate that they're doing this. But you can tell the difference between the two. You know what I mean? They're dropping valuable stuff here, but obviously the KI lives where the big money at, to where they'll be dropping more stuff, more hints towards like the Ravenwood Academy and other great things like For the Beast Moon, or just storyline in general and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I know I called it KI Live, even though it's not a KI Live. It's the developer live stream, to call it correctly. And this came out Fridays. The KI Live is usually supposed to happen every Thursday. Like, it was not every Thursday. The last Thursday of the month. It was supposed to be one yesterday, but they didn't, because they're taking kind of a break between them, because they're trying to up the quality of it, apparently. So they haven't had one yet.
They're looking to be like, oh, mid sucks now, let's buff mid, or balance is really good now, let's nerf balance.
How you doing, Lonely Rain?
As a whole, hey, what are the problematic spells that pop up? Okay, what is going on with this spell? Is it a system problem? Is it something we didn't value correctly? Maybe our values were off. We had a best guess.
I'm gonna start skimming through this, I ain't gonna lie.
In the chat, they're like, mid sucks, revamp mid.
yeah, I remember of weird effects or some weird quality that took some. When we came back, we most definitely had some pay to win aspects that we wanted to get rid of, and we've done that. And so it should be that anything that has practical value, you can farm it, or you can spend crowns to get it. So if your definition of pay to win is that you can use crowns to save time, then okay, yeah. Because you know, some people, especially as we get older, you have less and less free time.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay. I have kind of a different stance on the whole, you need crowns, you need this, you need to do this, and you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, I don't think crowns are necessarily bad. Like, obviously, it just, when you make something in the crown shop and you monetize it that way, you should make it easier. You should make it kind of easy for people to get it outside of that, and obviously make it easier for people just to buy it. It's definitely a thing where you're just paying for convenience. And I definitely believe in paying for convenience. That is shown every single day when you have certain memberships for certain gyms. That's shown when you have certain memberships for, or when you go to amusement parks. That's shown through other sources other than just this video game. I want people to realize that. A prime example I can give you is going to Six Flags and you just paying a regular ticket fee, but you do not have access to the Flash Pass. But you know how you can have access to the Flash Pass? To skip everybody else in that line and you become a priority is by paying the extra money to be added to that list. That's called paying for convenience. You know what I mean? And that's just one tiny example. Another example can be Planet Fitness. You have a base membership, but if you want to use these other certain things like the massage chair, have a discount on certain drinks that they sell, and all these other benefits, you pay more for that, for the convenience of that. You know what I mean? So you pay for what you want. You know what I mean? So I'm not really too opposed by it. You know what I mean? Just obviously make it a way for people to grind it inside the game, but don't make it impossible. And I think where the issue kind of derails from is that it seems like it becomes impossible to grind for certain things without paying for it. Like getting certain spell elements seemed like a grind, like especially spell elements that seemed like a super grind compared to just paying for it. Like it seemed dang near impossible to get it without paying for it. That's the problem. You should still be able to access and get spell elements. You know what I mean? And even though you technically can, it's just a hassle to get it to where it's an actual problem compared to you buying a spell element pack. That's where the issue comes in. Just don't make it too much of an inconvenience. You know what I mean? Like even though you go to the amusement park, you can still get on the ride. You just gotta wait a little bit longer, but it's still possible. But the issue is here is like you can't get on the ride at all because of the blocking of the paywall with trying to get spell elements at different worlds, whereas in just buying the pack. It's kind of like a major difference, like a super major difference, where it just seemed obvious, like you really just want us to pay for it. You know what I mean? Is Royce an example of what? Good. How about you? We doing good. CC, you got a membership by Momi G.
And more crowns. So, you know, it didn't
yes, it is an example.
Fair necessarily to
I said, yeah.
anything behind people who had more of one or the other. So, if you have a whole bunch of time, or if you have a whole bunch of money, you shouldn't exclusively have access to things that have practical value. So. And that's kind of the direction we took once we got here. When we arrived, yeah, there were things that were exclusive in packs and couldn't get anywhere else and stuff like that. And we didn't really think that was in the long-term interest of the game. So we wanted to kind of move away from that, and we have. For the most part. It's like, what is it? Lysol only kills 99.9% of household germs. So there might be a 0.1% of something that is still locked.
Yeah, they're citing the stat bombs and then steel pip.
Yeah, so there you go. We're as good as Lysol. I'll take that.
Any plans in the future on adding to the astral schools? I already answered that, so yes.
Yeah, we'll be looking at them. Farmer pay.
Them like they have the triple blaze for storm death and
All right, it's a little after 5:30.
Oh yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Why is he PvP?
From Ratbeards, I also really like the Freddy Croker one, the frog.
Oh.
Stone keys, can they become easier to acquire? Yeah, they can. We just haven't had a chance to finish looking at the full key economy, so we'll do that sometime. Yeah, and Dom, dude, you were doing it. You're holding it up. You know, I feel bad that I stepped in at all. Yeah, you should do it. You should.
No wand equipped cast animation.
But what cast would it have? The wide wand, and then
no. So when you please can we make it so we can stitch our wands to the animation our wizard does when no wand is equipped? I've heard that request a lot. It'd be cool to have like a natural cast.
Like hide. Well, what do you mean, like hide wand, and then
no? So when you have no wand equipped, they want the stats, but they want to do the no wand equipped cast animation.
But what cast would it have?
They have a default one.
A generic one?
For with no wand. So that's what they want.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, put it on the list. I don't know.
Stats increasing with level 180. Yes.
Yes.
Why can't we not reset Fire Scion Spellman? That's been a bug that we've been tackling. We put a lot of resources into that bug, so trust us, it's on our radar. Punch natural attack. Some mobs have it. Will defensive stats get more in the spotlight other than jewels, such as critical and stun block rate? I don't know what we're doing with stun. Are you happy with the long length of Arc 2 versus other arcs? Me personally, no. I don't know how everyone else on the other teams feel.
Can we get a mount that was invisible so our wizard was running really fast?
Great April Fool's idea.
It is.
But I will be making it work.
Oh, like a watch wand? What do you mean, like a pocket watch? Or a wristwatch?
We have one of those on a pet, so there's a try Storm Blade, try Life Blade, and try Death Blade on the hybrids. We could possibly consider doing it for other ones. round. So thank you guys
There
for
you
coming.
All right. They were just answering a couple little questions, just little like cosmetic, aesthetic questions, like can we still have the wand equipped technically, but just have it hidden? So you just do the effect, like Doctor Strange. But the stream was okay. I just don't like how they answer some of the questions. Just honestly, I just don't. Give me a little bit of a headache. But I'm still hopeful for the event. Like let's look where we at now. All right. We're over halfway for wave 3. We're gonna hit wave 4, which is fine. But again, the issue is there's really nothing of value here, right? And we kind of got that established, right? So it's just like we have some stuff here, like we got some hats, but just like the 170 hat, but it's nothing crazy compared to what I usually wear. Same thing with the robe and with the boots, you know what I mean? The wand, even, like it's nothing really special here. This mount here, I don't care about the scarab. I don't, and it's requiring 400 coins. Nothing here is really good except for the shirt, and it's just a basic shirt just for the event. I like the Azov. This is one thing I really do like is the Azov. So it's a way for you to buy those and get access to those during this event, which is pretty cool, you know? And it's got regular other treasure cards. Like Mistwood is cool. I think Mistwood is good because usually it's kind of a struggle to get Mistwood, especially if you're going heavily into crafting. So I think that's good. Like I don't have a problem with the reagents. I really don't. Or even some of the treasure cards. Like they're kind of fine. You could probably add some more like cool ones into here. You know what I mean? Some more special ones. Like a Spellman B-Path type kind of cards, you know what I mean? Or maybe some PvP cards. That would be cool. The jewels, the pet jewels are okay. They're nothing really special. They're just damage and they're shielding, accuracy, and damage jewels. They're nothing really spectacular here. They'll be cool if they had like some Maycast ones or some with a couple spells on it. They cost a little bit more, but it's cool. But essentially, right, like the issue with this event is that there's really no prize. There's really no prize here. And we talked about they can add stuff like Spellament packs or just Spellaments in general. They can add in regular packs as a reward. More mounts, the apartment thing. Just more useful things, more useful stuff for you to buy here. It's all about just having the use of buying stuff, right? Like they just want to make sure it's useful in the sense of why do I got all these coins? Why should I stack up on all these coins if there's nothing for me to buy anyways? The market value isn't there. You know what I mean? Like it's not a good market value. So that's the whole issue with the event. So hopefully next month for September, the rewards will be better. They listen to the feedback and add some more valuable stuff, such as Spellaments, because Spellaments will be a huge game changer for this event, and just packs will be a game changer. Certain stuff like that. It look like they already know certain things will be good. They have the numbers, so they know what people will buy. So I just hope they listen to that and actually decide to add them in. And I also give grace because I know this is the first time they released it, and this is like a new experiment for them, you know? But at the same time, you know how your community is and what they usually want to buy. So just don't like bail out completely on just saying like it's a test, so we ain't gonna really add anything of value. You know what they want. You know what they want. You know they like Spellaments. You know they like keys, gold keys and stone keys. You know they like that stuff. You know what they enjoy. You know they really trying to get out here. So why not have this event as another pathway to access that stuff? You know what I mean? Other than just like a random bundles pieces of gear that nobody cares about. You know what I mean? The stats aren't really that good. Also, there's another thing. You can also add like raid stat gear. That's another great thing you can put into here to where it will be, you can lock it behind wave 4 if you want to. You can make the more valuable stuff locked behind a certain wave to where people will have to fight for it. Like if you want raid gear, you can put raid gear into here, like 170 and 160 raid gear for like Shabalba, for example, and then just put it behind wave 4. And you're good. Like that's the only issue with this event. I'm so excited for Darkmoor. I hope it's a shadow-based world and we get to really focusing on the shadow spell experience. Some people want them to still focus on astral. I think we're kind of good on astral right now. We don't really need to focus on astral. Just focus on shadow, and hopefully the tutorial will be good enough to help people understand. I'm glad they're making the tutorial. They already established they are, but I'm glad they already focused on already making the tutorial. so people can understand what the new pact system is and understand these spells and their value. And I hope they make the spells valuable enough to where people is okay with stepping outside the zone of the seven spell decks. You know what I mean? That's really all I want. So hopefully that just all work out. Let me know what y'all think about it, bro. Alex, I already got you added. If I already got you an added wizard, you're good. I try not to add 2 people on like 2 different wizards so I can have space for other people. Winter Frost, how you doing, man? I missed the part about the event. Where they saying we won't complete wave 4. We're on track to completing wave 4 in my opinion. We got 9 days left. I think it's possible. We got what, 9 days? Give or take. But is it okay if we meet wave 4? I don't see the benefit of meeting wave 4. What's the point? Well, why should we reach wave 4? What is there a value for wave 4? Like, what is it? This hat's wave 4? What are these stats equivalent to? They're not even equivalent to, I think, my main set gear. Wait, that's my balance on my added. I think I mean added. I haven't played in the year. You don't know which one I got you added on? It'll say Alex something. Is it Alex Hiller? Alex Winter? You got Alex Hiller, Flame. You're not Crow. No. Alex Hex. Okay. All right. Click on Flame. This one? Alright. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about the live, bro. I thought it was pretty solid. It is what it is, though, man. Shout out to Moby G, though. Moby G, I appreciate you gifting the subs. And Winterfrost, hope you been good, man. It's been a while. CC, hope you been good. Liam, I appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. I'll be real, I stopped paying attention halfway through. Yes, I zoned out. After a while, I just zoned out, too. A lot of yapping. Yes, it was. That's why I started skimming. Like, around the halfway point, I just zoned. You know what I mean? Also, shout out to Hazy Kenna on the TikTok. We also got, like, pull up the page. We got John Bapp with a $10 dono. I appreciate you, John Bapp. Thank you. Name bro on D&D. Yes. Is it the fire yours? Okay. I'll get rid of this one since I just add this one. I'll just keep your fire one. Sorry, I got your fire. Doing good, man. How about you? Doing all right. We're doing all right out here, bro. We're doing good. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, bro. I might be switching up the streaming schedule, so make sure you keep an eye on Discord because that's where I'll post a new schedule, and I should post it on YouTube as well. But join the Discord. We usually be having giveaways and stuff in there. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, tap the notification bell, bro. I appreciate y'all out here, and I hope you all have a wonderful night, man. It was a good live to watch. I'm gonna try to keep up with those and play them during streams, especially if I have like no major topics and we can just have in the background, chill and talk about it, because that was fun. But yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I will see you later, bro. Peace out.